gotta leave all that so we're not lagging anything up, and then we're gonna say hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. My name's OrD, that's ORD. You can find me on the Twitters at ORD_SC2. Today we have for you, it's down there in the lower corner, not the Global Starleague, it is the CSL, the Collegiate Starleague. We have ComoGury, a Zerg out of the the California State University Polytechnic School, Pomona, and I'm going to be calling them Pomona. Apologies. They're also the Broncos, and they're going to be going up against NAU, Northern Arizona University's Lumberjacks. There we go. We can hop into the game. And before we do our introductions, we do want to annotate the fact that it is 0-1. Apologies for Craftboard not working. I'm going to have to reinstall the thing, but ColdFlame is our representative from Northern Arizona University, so he's got the +1 on his side. And speaking of ColdFlame, he's in the upper right-hand corner of our map in the gold Protoss player, ColdFlame, like I told you. And in the lower left-hand corner of our screen, it is in the blue, the Zerg player, desperately hoping to pull his team back into it, the Zerg ComoGury. So game number 1 was a ZVP as well. We saw a pretty standard Forge First Fast Expand out of the Broncos player, the Pomona player. I call them one or the other because the other thing is hard. It's hard on my tongue. But this time we see ColdFlame going with the pylon up in his main. And actually does Gateway first. May still be expanding behind that. We're not sure yet. Meanwhile, ComoGury is going with a... I actually missed exactly when that went down. I think it was a 12 pool, which makes no sense to me. Why would you a 12 pool? What is your plan? Just to be defensive with it? That does not seem efficient. Alright. Because you're expanding and you're not going like with a Baneling bust. I don't know. I don't know. ColdFlame arrives at a pretty normal scouting time, sees that the expansion is down, and is actually going to go in a big circle over here, and it will take him a moment to see. Look at the Christmas colors, green and red. Look at it. Look at it. And now he'll see the spawning pool is down and a lot farther along than he may have expected at this moment in the game. Back home, he's just going with the Cyber Core in his main. He's not expanding anywhere. He's still producing probes, but it looks like he's not using all of his chrono into that just yet. ComoGury, meanwhile, was satisfied when he saw that the gateway was down. He actually probably could have wandered that Overlord all the way in and saw the gas timing and wandered away and not had to worry about it at all. I mean, there's the potential that it did, but... yeah, he could have wanted it, no problem. Oh, going back to that production tab so everybody can see that the queen is popping. And there's lots of gas being harvested, but there's not a second refinery on the way. And the queen, wow, she looks fast there. That was odd. She's going to go down onto the low ground. Not going to have enough energy to inject when she gets there, but that's fine because it doesn't have enough monies for it. Anywho, oh, we're going to have the first death of the game. Goes to ColdFlame. Just kidding. But he's going to move across the map and do the standard Zealot stock a poke as he sets up his Nexus. ColdFlame likes to kind of go with old meta style, and so that's why you feel like it may be June, July, even last year, as the Zealot stalker thing was a thing back then. Still is, still exists, but it's just not as common. This is actually going to put more pressure on ComoGury than he may want, as he has only 4 more Zerglings on the way. He's got 2 queens, but okay, there we go. The queens step forward, and they are going to reject this. But yeah, there we go. 6 more Zerglings coming out of a Pomona Bronco player, as he just wants to make absolutely sure that he's safe here, and you know that means that that little tiny poke accomplished a lot, as ColdFlame is still ahead in... There's a Roach Warren. I got distracted. He's still in workers. That's the word. There's the Roach Warren, though, and unfortunately for ColdFlame, he did not scout that out. And he may be sad indeed when he does, because ComoGury looks intent. He's going up to Lair. Doesn't look like he has any intent to take a third base too soon. Wants to start his creep spread and probably go with a fairly early attack. If some chrono is spent on this +1 attack, that could possibly be the best idea. There it goes, chrono going down ColdFlame. Yeah, boy. He possibly, maybe, is going for a 2-base attack here. Lots of Zerglings surrounding this poor little Zealot who is going to go down, and that is going to let ColdFlame know there's a lot of Zerglings on the map, but he still does not know about the Roach Warren. ComoGury comes forward and sees, there's a wall, 1 cannon, only a couple sentries. Not too worried about that. Does go ahead and check the third, which is awesome. Love to see that. But in the north, we have a couple of Zealots being warped in. We have a probe in position to lay down another forward pylon. And actually, ComoGury doesn't know about it just yet as he goes to set up his third base. Setting up his third at the 750, 748 mark there, it looked like, and that's really not optimal timing. So I definitely thought he was going to attack. But this Overlord can definitely scout this, can see the Zealots coming. So there's going to be a reposition of the Zerglings who are desperately trying to make it in time to save the third base. I think ComoGury went in and saw that that was a pretty solid wall and decided he didn't want to deal with it. The Zerglings are trying to get a surround here, going for the probe, who does lay down another forward pylon just before his death. There's another warp in here, 68 to 72 supply. The Roaches, if only they had come out a few moments sooner, this base probably would have been saved, but with that +1 attack, there's just no way. Oh, does the drone get away? Oh, that's got to be irritating for ColdFlame, but nicely done by ComoGury, who just calmly is like, okay, I guess I cancel that and make some more Roaches. That forward pylon is nice as well. Cancel. Nicely done. But man, these Zealots are going to be as super powerful as long as the Roaches get close enough to be attacked. But he's going to go ahead and pull back. ColdFlame's is not excited about this engagement. This is way more Roaches than he expected, and he's actually going to just go all the way home. No, he's going to warp in again. He gets his sentry in just in time to lay down a force field that really didn't do all that much. It just was kind of fun. Kind of fun for us. And then ComoGury is going to finish off that pylon. He's going to follow ColdFlame back home. ColdFlame actually gets supply blocked with those being killed. Oh no, this probe is going to go down. That's annoying. Oh, silly Zergling. So now ColdFlame is going to go on home as he's stalkers in a forward position realize that's a pretty big force. And it's about time to start a little bit of a mini panic as the road facility finishes up. Burrow is on the way. We actually have Plasma Shield upgrade on the way as this force is out in the middle. I don't like that. They could potentially be surrounded. Nope, never mind. Zerglings are not going to go ahead and do that. Lots of Zealots. Lots and lots of Zealots are in this game right now. But the double Robo means that we're going to have that Immortal all in more than likely. Oh, hello, you. Hello, you. Is it going to be with charge? Because he really has invested pretty heavily in Zealots. So, with Twilight Council. Some Changelings wandering around like that a lot by the Overseer from ComoGury. That's fantastic. He now knows everything. The photon... What's happening right here? What? Okay, the Changeling should have been scouted there. I don't understand. Alright. Unless there's something that I fundamentally misunderstand about how Changelings work. Twilight Council is completed. What's it gonna be? It's gonna be a blink or charge. We're waiting as the Spire goes down. ColdFlame, what's it gonna be, man? ColdFlame is at 108 supply, the 112 supply. He's really kept up well with his opponent, who's now 38 Zerglings and 12 Roaches, but is transitioning into Mutalisk, and that's hard to deal with for Protoss no matter what the map. The Observer, gets distracted by the fact that there is an army moving out. However, the third base is set up behind this silly amount of photon cannons, So many, in fact, that he can't lay down the gateways that he wanted to just yet. 1,000 in the bank as the fourth base is prepared to be... I thought there would be a drone moved to that way. But actually, since there's no saturation down here, there's really no need for that just yet. Another observer, I believe there are 2 on the map, right? Yeah, there are 2 out for ColdFlame, is finding its way up into the main, but there is an overseer there, which may mean that it never gets to find out that the Spire is back there. You go, observer. Hello. So it's kind of a lull in the game right now. As you hear my chair creak. Lots of immortals in this force, though. The roaches kind of are slowly but surely becoming a waste in supply. However, the immortals are going to become a waste in supply once these mutalisks make it across the map. And that's going to just be uncomfortable indeed. I really like this out of ComoGury right here. The 2 hatcheries right next to each other. You got the one queen who's been in the game for a really long time. She can lay down injects in such a way that normally it would optimize your ability to spend money, but actually in this case, he's mining. He's mining a whole lot. Hello, Mutalisk. You have become the focal point of this game. Can ColdFlame handle this? He's got a zealot that just flew under it. They flew over, rather, and now there's a pylon. They are going to take out a pylon, which actually is unfortunate. All the probes are not pulled until the very last moment, and the Dark Shrine is completed. ComoGury gets to scout that out as the Stalkers arrive. More Stalkers are going to be warped in. I actually don't like ComoGury taking this engagement because he did not focus fire anything at all. Meanwhile, ComoGury, that was weird, man. That was weird. Overseer is going to warp in right next to the Bloody Observer, and we're going to blink out of the Twilight Council, but it was apparently intentionally for... Oh, Mutalisks. Further harassing. Don't worry, guys. We caught it. I really like this out of ColdFlame, who's got the vision all over the map. This poor Zealot. This poor Zealot. Tries to run. Nowhere to go. Dies pretty darn quickly, and right now we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hatcheries, unit production facilities. Out of ComoGury as Blink finishes up, and oh my goodness, what is happening in the bank over here? What is this about? As a poor observer does finally. Oh, it is also probably not long for this world. There are Archons being added into the mix, so the DTs are not going to be aggressive at all. This is actually the most offensive I've probably ever seen ColdFlame, and I've seen him play a lot over the last couple of months. He's definitely been improving a lot. You know, school gets in the way, but it's winter break now, apparently for most of them. Some people still have finals, but it's Sunday, so... Sunday. Zealots against Mutalisks off. ComoGury only had perfect map vision. He could totally know that that was exposed. And then he may have been sandwiched from behind by Stalkers. He's going to come in here, and, oh, actually, all the probes are pulled. Nicely done. Some photon cannons are prepared as the second forge is made as well. ColdFlame moving out as he's realizing that, well, we should be close to Broodlords on the other side of the map there, and that's scary. I don't want that. And, oh, actually, just misses. As the Mutalisks are just going to go into the main because the photon cannons were too far away to protect it, and it's probably going to go down. ColdFlame really is looking rough for him right now. The Great Spider's warped in. The blink goes down. I almost said flash, but that's not. It's a Terran player who's amazing. And lots of roaches getting picked off on the way back home, but it doesn't matter because ColdFlame is about to arrive onto a world of hurt. He cannot take that engagement at all. He cannot take that engagement. What is he doing? pulls back a little bit now. The Immortals actually probably could take out all the Spine Crawlers, but this is great out of ComoGury. This is just soul-crushingly boring for most Zerg players, and yet here he is doing it. Meanwhile, the Mutalisks are slowly being picked off because they were queued up. And DT is prepared to do all sorts of silly amounts of damage. Oh, God, there's so many Zerglings. The Great Spire